Namaste, guys. It's Sahara Rose, and today I want to talk about the divine feminine. So, the divine feminine may not be a phrase that we hear so often, but is really emerging at this time, and I want to talk a little bit more about what it means to me and how it applies to all of our lives. So, whether you're a man or a woman, the divine feminine still applies to all of us because it exists in all of us. In Chinese philosophy, we have the yin and the yang, and that the yin is more of the softer, subtle, receptive force, the light energy, and that is the feminine. The yang is more external, it is more forceful, it's goal oriented, it's very logical and methodical, and that is a masculine force. So we are all a perfect balance of the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine. And in order to be whole, we must make peace with these equal sides of us. So the emergence of the divine feminine in no way means the feminine is more powerful than the masculine, but it's the fact that we have lived in a very patriarchal world for the past several hundreds of years, really, thousands even, and it has been a time where we have fought wars and we have sought for dominance, and whoever really exerted the most force or stepped on the person's toes next to them was the one who succeeded. And right now in this time, we're kind of going through a shift with the internet and with groups coming together, and it is the time of the feminine really coming to life. It's the Aquarian age, and that means that it doesn't matter how forceful you are, but it matters your ability to reflect and to collaborate with other people. And it's a more internal time where instead of showing everyone how much we know, but really looking in and finding this truth, this internal knowledge, this wisdom that exists in all of us. So a lot of times we have the answers and we keep on looking to these external forces when it just takes that stillness, that silence to reflect and to listen. And sometimes that's where all of the answers exist. So coming from a place of the feminine is to observe, to be an observer of your own thoughts. A lot of Eastern philosophy comes from a more feminine space. So in Taoist beliefs or in many cultures in Ayurvedic beliefs, to sit and to listen. And right now we are experiencing this across the world because the person who reaches the top of the ladder is not the one who pushed others aside, but it's the one who saw everyone else's strengths and lifted them all up together, because we're no longer living in this place of the scarce mentality that there aren't enough pieces of the pie for every single person, but there are if we share. And sharing is listening and integrating and seeing, listen, you're really good at this and I'm good at that. How can we bring that together to create something larger than ourselves? So working from a place of the feminine is to see the bigger picture. It's to see the community. It's to sometimes put the tribe's needs before your own, because that's really what's going to help us on the long term. Because when we're living these individualistic lives, we only have what we are good at, but we don't have everything. No, none of us are going to be able to completely sustain ourselves without the help of our brothers and sisters. So the feminine is what allows us to come together as a familial unit. And I think that's where the internet and social media are coming to place, because that doesn't mean your blood family, but that means your tribal, your global family. And I think that's why YouTube, for example, is so popular, because when you have a question, it's kind of like coming to your elder and seeing, like I've been wondering about this topic, or I have this issue, and hearing the voices of all of our brothers and sisters, most of which we don't know, but learning from their wisdom and then sharing it with others. The ability of being able to, any person can sit in front of their screen and share their truth. And how does this determine ours? How does this allow us to learn from this place of global consciousness where we're pooling together our experiences and creating something so much larger than ourselves? And that's why it's so exciting to live in this time of the feminine shift, because we are able to create projects and ideas and manifest things larger than any other generation has been able to before. So I invite you to really work and reflect from this feminine space this listening, this tuning in, this stillness, this not having to feel like you have to do so many things, but maybe taking time to step back and observe. And maybe that's really the work that's needed. It's the rule of minimum effort and maximum results. And sometimes when we're pushing and pushing and pushing, we end up kind of destroying the things that we're actually trying to create. So it could be the most important thing you can do for your dreams to manifest is taking a step back and taking a look at the larger picture and allowing the pieces of the puzzle to come together. So I invite you to share your experiences in working in this feminine realm. And that's something that I really, really want to address more and more on my YouTube channel and bring to the table of conversation, because I think it's something that a lot of us have kind of resistance of talking about, because when we think of the divine feminine, we may think of the 1960s feminist movement or thinking that women are above men, and that is in no way what it means. It is a shift. It is an energy that we are all feeling regardless of our gender identity. And I think the way that we can have a healthy relationship with it is to talk about it. So thank you so much for listening, and I'm really looking forward to hearing your experiences in this divine feminine realm. Namaste.